Welcome back to the Nine Realms. Today started off a little differently than usual with a sunrise ceremony outside of the chieftain's hut where I honoured Lord Vedenock with a new suit of armour. I also offered him a month's supply of mead knowing full well it isn't in the game yet. Then it was back over to Smilkerton to lay the foundations for perhaps the biggest group project yet. My army of builders is now tasked with constructing a warehouse, a forager's hut, a farm, cheesemaker, cooking house and barracks. As for me, I'm heading out into the wild on perhaps my most daunting, fever-inducing, anxiety-ridden mission yet. Capturing smokers. Oh, well, unfortunately I found the other type of fuzzy animal. I found a wolf den, not quite what I'm looking for. Excuse me, please, coming through. Don't bite me, don't bite me. Okay. They are behind us. We have a graveyard ahead, maybe? A small graveyard? No, this is just one of those nice little rocks, which means actually around the corner there should be a little pedestal with a nice Jotun blood waiting for me. Oh, and look what else is waiting for me. We found a smoker spawn. Yoink. All right, I just wanted to grab one before they buggered off. Let's take a look at where we are. That's not that bad though, is it? I like that. That is a nice and close spawn. I was worried in the last episode that I would have to go halfway across the, island to find some of these bastards. Right, let's take a look at you. Let's take a look. Yes, you look like a healthy specimen of evil. I will call you Becky. All right, so let's go ahead, bring back Becky. That's like the name of the episode right there. Ooh, look at the sunset. That is a nice looking... Oh, there's like a tunnel of light right there. Do you want to go see some fairies? Do you want to go see the woodland fairies and get our skins just peeled off from our eyelids? But yeah, we're going to go bring Becky home. And if I remember from my update video when the animal husbandry patch dropped, pens hold 6 smokers. And I have 4 pens, so 6 times 4 is more than 6, actually. Surprisingly, it's 24. That's a lot of smokers. That's a lot of smelly little smokers. And so if it takes me like, 4 or 5 minutes to get one smoker, to get 24 smokers, that's going to take like a billion hours. Editor Bucky here. Sorry for the interruption, but this was driving me mad in post. Does that man know how an abacus works? Does he know what he's doing? Because to me, it looks like he's just slapping those little beady boys around with the type of reckless abandon you might see at your local Sunday league pub football match where the ref is a hungover PE teacher fresh out of his 3rd divorce and one of the strikers is wearing Crocs. It's chaotic, it's borderline criminal, and it begs the question when answering the casting call, did this actor say they knew how to use an abacus? Does the director know how to use an abacus? Or was everyone on set just winging it, hoping and praying that what everyone else was doing was properly using an abacus and not, in fact, a crime to elder math? So instead, I want to try a little experiment. I want to get a female and pair them with a male smoker and then leave them together in a pen with some food and see if nature will take its course and they will make a baby smoker. I don't know if they will. I haven't tested this. I don't know if the pen worker needs to be there for a female smoker to generate milk or for a male and a female smoker to have offspring. So we'll just have to play that one by ear and see what happens. Right, there you go. I also filled their trough up with seeds, so I'm hoping they're not going to die as well. I haven't assigned anyone to this, so if we come in and take a look, yeah, they don't seem to be starving, but they're not producing milk yet, so, ooh, don't escape. So I don't know if they produce milk, and I don't know if they breed while there's no one there to facilitate that or whatever, so we'll just play that one by ear. I don't really mind. It's kind of, this is more of an experiment. If they do breed, great. If they do produce milk, even better. But as soon as all these builders have finished with the build, you know, the queue of buildings I've got lined up, then we'll assign them to the outpost. They're just helping to build it right now. I'm doing almost none of the building this episode. In fact, I'm not going to do any building this episode. My goal is to get the smokers populated. So that's 2 females and 1 male in that one pen. Let's take a look. If there's another male here, there is this guy. Oi, buggerface, get over here. Bob. Am I the one that's a bit hungry, or has Bob infiltrated my thoughts with his dark magics? Burn the world. Alright, let's go ahead and put Bob in here. There you go. Bob. There you go. And give Bob some food. That should do fine. And then, if I can, I'm going to grab a female. Yoink. I'm going to put her in with Bob, just in case. There you go. Alright. 1 more female, 1 more male. 4 more smokers to go. And it looks like my builds aren't quite done. Not quite yet. They're getting there. A little slow. How are they? Maybe it's worth chopping down a few resources. Maybe they burnt through all of the resources I harvested at the beginning of the episode, and they're now making back and forth trips to New Asgard. So perhaps we can save them a little bit of footwork by lopping down some of the trees they need. Here's the wolves again. That means I'm a little off course. You go past the wolves, through the trees, and then up the small hill towards the rocks. There is our next villager. I should probably take a trip back to New Aska. Oh, there they are. There's 4 of them. And yoink. Any more? No. I don't think they've respawned yet. So what have we got? We've got 4 females. Or 3 more females left. So we'll come back for 1 female, and then I might have to wait for them to respawn, actually, to grab 2 more males. Hey, the barracks is up now. They must be getting close to the end of their build order. You know, I didn't actually check to see if we have all the refined wood we need for the cheese maker, and I guess we're going to find out if we do or if we don't. It's either going to get built or it won't, so one way or the other we'll find out. All right, in you go. Nice pen all to yourself for the time being. Oh, I didn't name you. Tammy. All right, let's get Tammy some food. Oh, that was a tactical roll. How about flax and blueberry seeds? Oh, where am I? Let me out. Oh, no, I'm stuck. I don't want to die here surrounded by smokers. Or better, I was not panicking. Not one bit. Nope, not me. Not me at all. I'm gonna just drop a whole bunch of rope that I made overnight and just leave it in a nice pile here for my builders. They are still struggling a bit with some of the last builds. The cheese hut I understand, but the other one should be up in a jiffy. But, oh well, again, I'm not going to help them. I'll cut some resources down if I have the time, but right now, I think my time is better served going to summon another villager. After all, once we're done with all of the Smilkerton builds, we're going to have to populate it, and I really don't know if we have enough people to get it up and running right off the bat. Because I've done the math in my head, and we're going to need 4 pen workers, 1 cheese worker, 1 cook, 1 forager, 1 farmer, 1 warehouser, 1 warehouse worker, 1 builder, 1 barbecuer, maybe, and then 1 to 3 warriors on top of that. So that is, on the high end, 14 villagers. That's quite a lot, and as far as the realms go, that's on the larger side. I've been running around a bit aimlessly trying to find another smoker spawn. I was right when I was founding Smilkerton. I didn't hear any smokers, and I am pretty far away from any smoker spawns. I remember there being smokers on this side of town, though. I used to come here at the beginning of the series, and there would be a bunch of smokers, but now they're deer. I don't know if smokers, like, do they leave an area if you sell it? But I'm not seeing any here. I'm almost positive there used to be a a little band of smoker boys around here, but not anymore. They've either moved or been replaced or been eaten. Oh, there's wolves there, so maybe they got eaten. Well, I don't know. We only have deer now, which is a bit of a pain. Yeah, I have no earthly idea, so perhaps I imagined it all along. Why is that green? Oh, wait. Is that a new thing? Oh, or is it just... No, it's not green. It just looks green because of the overlay. Wow, it's been about 5 minutes before I embarrassed myself. And we all know Editor Bucky's going to leave that in. You know, when I think of people editing after they make a video and they say something as ridiculously silly as that, I just imagine they edit it out. Not me. I make a whole bit about it. But anyway, I digress. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I want to hang around to see if there's a blood moon. In the meantime, I do want to kickstart the next phase of the Smilkerton plan, which would be to make a market here and some storages. Are we getting a blood moon? It appears as though we are not getting a blood moon. Okay, more time to plan. So the next phase of my master plan is actually something I've been wanting to do for a while. I have a lot of outposts now, so I figured out kind of what doesn't work from, you know, doing it and it not working. So the next thing I want to try is I want to try a little bit of a different style of logistics and trade between New Asgard and Smilkerton. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pop down a market. We have no more market workers and we're going to need at least one. So there you go. And then over... Where do I want to put it? Over here, actually. Yeah, this is where I want to do it, but I have to, like, sidebar. I have to tell you a new thing that I got taught in the comments of the last video. So a while ago, I removed the really big boulder in the middle, and I was planning to blow all the smaller ones up when I had the time. But our good friend, the watchtower, if you place it over one of the small stones and then you terraform, you pop the stones like a balloon. Oh, it's true. It actually works. Oh my gosh, that is getting nerfed straight away. And honestly, I can't say I'm surprised because the watchtower just does not respect any sort of landscaping, topography, or anything whatsoever. It just plays by its own universal rules. But yeah, this one works. So if you have a bunch of these small stones laying around your village, use the watchtower, pop them like a balloon, but do it before the devs inevitably nerf this fantastic little hack. Perfect. All right, so thank you to anyone who pointed that out in the comments. Now let's go about this new idea of mine. I hope it works. We are kind of running a bit low on space, but I feel like I can slap it in here. My like wall is like super wonky, but it's fine. We don't need a full-sized warehouse, I don't think. I think we can get away with 2. So let's keep you in line with the armor smith, and we'll pop you there. I'll be back later to explain more about it. It's the middle of the night. I don't really like doing big explanations in the middle of the night, so I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can grab the last few smokers that I need, and I'll see you at sunrise. They always come running when I get to the top of that hill. It's like they want to be caught. Jemima. Well, they haven't died yet, so that's a good sign. Let's pop you in there. You will not have any food, so let's go ahead and give you a whole bunch of seeds. Now, I am going to be feeding them seeds to begin with, just because I have so many. It was interesting. I was told recently that this whole smoker pen idea is the dev's way of turning seeds into meat and leather and whatnot. So, interesting. Oh, they do produce milk. Well, you don't, because you're a male. You don't produce milk. You produce something else. You produce milk, though. The females will produce milk without a pen worker, but they don't seem to be breeding because they've had a couple of days, and there's still just 2 of them. Okay, that is good to know. Morning. Yes, I did plan that. I did it first by accident, and it made me laugh, so I wanted to redo it and share with you guys. Let's get some breakfast. There's only one pie. I'm gonna leave that, actually. I'll leave that for someone who likes pies, a tier 4 person. They might get cranky. Ooh. Shoot. I need to make more storage, and I need to split them out. We are overloaded on soups. Yes. I've come back to town very, very briefly to summon another villager and take a look at Emma. She's hiding behind a well. Everyone can see you, Emma. What are you doing? But yeah, I've come back here to quickly summon another villager, and I wanted to see, actually, while I'm here, I wanted to see if there were any more seeds. Let's go ahead. There are just a handful. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And that's why we have the farm as well. I don't think I'm going to have 3 fields. I'll probably just keep it at 1, maybe 2 at most if it looks pretty. And it's really just mainly, actually, just for the seeds. Obviously, we're going to have some vegetables as a byproduct, but most of that vegetables and seeds will be going to the smokers. We will have a cooking house because the smokers will eventually start getting harvested too for their delicious meat. So yeah. That's the plan. I have no idea how it's actually going to turn out because I have no idea how fast smokers reproduce and how reliable that culling of the extra one is and the production of smoker meat. I don't know. Smeat. Smeat. That's a whole... Don't get me started on that. I just don't know how much meat is produced by smoker pens. So we're doing a lot of this sort of like for the first time playing by ear. I also could have sworn that there were smokers out here where the first invasion portal was because my watchtower kept shooting them. Do smokers evolve into deer? Is that a thing? That might be a thing. Maybe I've discovered a secret evolution. What do deer become? Probably bears, right? We should take a look around the Stone Jotun arena anyway. This thing is massive, and every single time I've ever found one, there's multiple deer, at least a bear, and at least a couple of wolves and smokers as well. It really just has everything. There's some wolves. Can I have some smokers? There they are, those furry little evil bastards. I found another spawn. Nice, let's grab the male. That's the one I'm needing next. Welcome, Gregothy. You know, this is exhausting work. I think this might just be the last one. I might get some overnight when there's not a blood moon and I don't really have anything else to do. Not that I ever have free time at the moment. There's always one crisis going on. But I think I'm happy with this, and we'll just let them breed to fill the pens. I'm not in a particular rush, and like I say, if I ever find myself with 5 minutes, I can always nip down here and grab another one. Suggestion for the devs though, maybe we can punch them unconscious and pop them on a car, and then that way I can grab a whole bunch of them and take them all back at once. Just a whole bunch of unconscious smokers. That sounds fine to me. Sounds perfectly fine. Very normal thing to ask for and want. See? The wolf agrees. Right, home should be... It should be on the other side of these trees. Either that or we're going to run off a cliff. Well, there's a flag. We must be near. Where the heck are we? There it is. It was a giant longhouse and we still didn't see it. It was like, what? Like 20 meters away? Wow, it is. It is foggy. Alright, so 1 male, 1 female, 1 female, 1 male. Then over here, what are you? Lone female. And then male, female. Okay, so we need 1 more male. I don't have the strength right now. You know what? Before I go, let's do the next thing that I need to do. Let's come into here. This is part of my long-term plan. I need to build a warehouse extension. And I think I can get away with just the 1. But we'll have to see about that. I've had a very, very foggy, very, very rainy summer, actually. I'm just noticing, this is like maybe my 3rd or 4th rainstorm. I think I've only had 3 days pass as well. Yeah, really, really foggy, really, really rainy. Let's see, has this spawn respawned? Oh, they have. We got a male that's respawned. See if I can grab you. Nice. Hello, Winston. I think that's done and done. That's my last one for now. Let's go ahead and take Winston back home. And then I think we'll be about ready to start moving people over. I do have one big build, but I do want to go through that in detail. I want to explain my rationale, my thinking, my plan, my theory crafting, I guess you could call it. And I'd love your input in the comments, because I think I'm finally getting to the point where, 16 episodes in, markets are becoming a bit more intuitive. And with the recent fixes, I think I have like a nice little plan for them that will really like sort of solidify them as the backbone of this series. And so once we drop this guy off, let me go through it with you. How much do you think these guys weigh, by the way? Do you think they're particularly heavy? I bet they don't smell good. Alright, who was the lonely one? Male and a female. Female, there we go. Winston, that's home. Let's check on their food. They actually don't eat that much, do they? When it comes to seeds. It's a great way of getting rid of seeds. I'm really tempted to kind of like double this at some point too. Because it only takes one worker and you can have just a way of getting rid of seeds. That just seems like a huge win. Wait, can I access it from the outside? Oh, I'm such an idiot. You can. Sorry, I'm not an idiot. Every time I call myself that, even in jest, I get a couple of comments and they tell me to be nicer to myself. I'll be nicer to myself. I'm sorry. I'm just a silly goose. A silly, silly goose. Okay, there it is. Ooh, shoot. Ooh, it's 9:30. We haven't had a blood moon this episode. I'm going to head back to New Asgard because I sense it. I feel it. It should be coming soon. It's been 3 days. We're due one, and I want to be prepared, which I almost never am. A little bit more prepared this time. At least I don't have as far to go, like when I was in Blauberacre. Are we going to get one? Are we going to get one? No, we're not. See, I could have sworn we were going to get it because it was just that same situation that I always find myself in when I completely distracted myself and left it to the last minute. But yeah, another quiet night. We've been super lucky this episode, actually, haven't we? All right, I'm going to just wait until daylight. I don't want to do any of this at night time when it's dark. I'd rather do it in the daytime, a bit more clear. So I'm going to go take a nap, sort some things out, and I'll see you. Ooh, is this my house? Yeah, I'll see you at sunrise. Silly, silly goose. And there is the cheesemaker done, which is really, really good timing because we really just have one more thing to build. It won't be very long. It'll be super, super quick. And then we can start assigning people to Smilkerton to come out here and live, but we have to sort out the logistics first, otherwise they'll just die immediately. So I've done a lot of theory crafting, a lot of scribbling on paper to try and figure out how best to arrange or set up Smilkerton. I've had a lot of practice with Outpost, and now after 16 episodes, I think I'm finally getting a little bit better at them. So let's just get the basics down first, and then we'll build from that. So I want 2 raw food storages, and one is going to be for the food we produce here in Smilkerton, and the other one is going to be exclusively for mushrooms, either that we produce here or gather here, or mushrooms that we can ship in from New Asgard. And of course, we're going to want some cooked food storage too. Of course, we're going to want to have somewhere to store all of the smoker milk and some shelves for the cheese. I'm just going to avoid saying smilk as much as I can. We will be shipping in clothing. That's something we're going to be needing. And we're also going to want to be shipping in, or at least storing, seeds, because that is what our smokers are going to be eating, because now that we've captured them, they do not have access to all of the tools and weapons and clothes and Jotun blood that they normally would eat. Coal for burning, and tools and weapons for our villagers. because we're bringing in tools and weapons, we're going to want to be shipping back out any broken metal parts. And then really the only things I left that I could think of that might be helpful is a small crafting material storage, because smoker pens, when they're culling the extra smokers, the one who draws the short straws, they will start producing bones and leather scraps. And then last and probably redundantly least, a leather scrap storage, simply because I've never made one, quite honestly. That's the only reason I'm doing it, just to see what it looks like. I guess that's what it looks like. And so when I go through here, there's really nothing else I can think that we will need. I don't need to be storing any of the wood or the thatch or any of this nonsense. I think that's everything. So it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's get these up as quick as we can. And then we can finally start assigning people to come out here and live. Oh, and one more thing that I forgot to mention, really the heart of this whole new approach to logistics that I'm trying out, I have the exact same storage in New Asgard. Mostly the exact same. There are a few differences, but the idea is to have a mirror warehouse with exactly the same or mostly exactly the same storages, so that they collect them in New Asgard and we just ship from the one warehouse in New Asgard to Smilkerton, from Smilkerton to New Asgard. That's probably how I should have been doing it from the start. It makes a lot more sense now that I say it out loud, now that I'm thinking about it. So instead of having to ship out, food from the food warehouse, or shipping out wood from the wood warehouse, or clothes from the clothes warehouse, tools from the tools warehouse, I'm going to have one person in New Asgard collecting everything Smilkerton needs into one warehouse, and then there's just going to be routes going from that New Asgard warehouse to Smilkerton, from Smilkerton back. That's sort of like the whole plan here. Sounds super obvious again. It took me 16 episodes, and I think I finally understand Outposts. Okay, storage is up. Now I'm going to very quickly change some of the quantities. I absolutely love this ability to change the quantities of everything all at once. Best change ever. No notes. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm just going to set them to what we will be storing in New Asgard. And then that way they can sort of again, they'll just mirror themselves. And when resources get pulled out of here, it'll get refreshed. And similarly, when resources in New Asgard, like the cheese, gets picked up and pulled out, that'll get refreshed too. Alright, I am basically done. Our builders are just coming in with the last few planks. Nice to see that they are still producing those planks. I don't really know where they're getting the wood from, but maybe our woodcutters found an axe that was working. I don't know, I haven't checked on them in a couple of episodes. But yeah, this is up and running. Now it's time to really just assign people to Smilkerton and get it on its feet, or, off its feet and running forward. Oh, for crying out loud, it's 9 o'clock in the evening. It's 9 o'clock in the evening. We know what's going to happen. I know it. I can feel it. I can sense it. I know I was wrong last time. I'm not wrong this time. It's the end of the episode. I got something to do. I want to wrap it up. It's 9 o'clock in the evening. We're going to get a bloody blood moon, aren't we? I bloody called it. It's the last thing I had to do. I didn't even need to come here. Good morning again. With the Blood Moon shenanigans over, I'm going to call this episode here, but overnight I have gone ahead and assigned villagers to live and work here in Smilkerton, and although it's not enough, we do need a lot more villagers to fill out all the jobs. It is a problem for the next episode. One quick thing though, before I end, we did get a second member who joined the channel as a lord, and so like Fedorok before him, Grimwolf will get the honour of a villager named after them. So let's come here to the smoker pen, and here we go. Frey, we are going to rename you Lord Grimwolf. There we go. You are now the Smeda Certified Overlord of the Smokers. That joke can go either way. Anyway, while Grimwolf gets to know his new smoker best friend, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed your time here, then please consider grabbing us up, dropping a like or leaving a comment, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.